I recently heard a story about a woman whose mother died. And if you've been through the funeral process before, you know that funerals can be quite expensive. And so this woman decided to check her mother's bank accounts to see if mom had any money left over to help with those expenses. She phoned her bank and she got the automated teller system, and the automated teller told her, your checking account currently has a balance of negative $99,999,999,545.90. She called her brother and said, Mom had $99 billion that we didn't know about. But when her brother listened to the message, he corrected her. He said, no, Mom had a $99 billion debt we didn't know about. Turns out the bank made a mistake, just a small one. They made an accounting error. The impossible to pay back $99 billion debt wasn't real, but ours is. You know, you can put a cancer patient through chemotherapy and extend their life for a number of years. You can exercise faithfully every day and put 10 more years on their life. When you see a bear coming at you, you can choose to run away in the other direction and live a little bit longer to tell the story. But if you told your heart to never again run after sin, to never again live for pleasure, for applause, popularity, greed, or anything like that, are you convinced it would listen? The power of death, it says in the Bible, is sin. That's the real reason we can't stop death from happening, because the bill that we owe God for our own mistakes is far more than $99 billion. It's everything we have. The wages of sin is death, the Bible says, and it will come to everyone. It even came to Jesus. Even Jesus died. Not because he sinned, but because he didn't want you to hear the voice of one more person coming down on you for the mistakes that you make in your life. Instead, he wanted you to hear, eventually, the sound of a whip ripping off his skin, and the sound of nails being pounded into him, and the sound of his own trembling voice as life was slowly draining out of him from the cross say just one thing. In the Gospel of John, it says that when Jesus had finished, he said, "It is finished." And with that, he bowed his head and gave up his spirit. Those words that Jesus said, "It is finished," in the language that Jesus spoke, it was just one word, and it was a banking word, a word that literally means paid in full. In other words, Jesus died so that the bill that we owe God would be paid in full by the one man who owed God nothing, but who obligated himself to pour out every bit of life that he had inside of him just so you could one day feel the pleasure of God's finger wiping away every tear from your eye, and so that you could know that you, even you, are going to survive. Would you like to receive these messages in your inbox? Go to the website and put your email address in, and don't forget to hit subscribe here so that we can see you again tomorrow as we finish up this series talking about how to survive the hardness of life.